Right, welcome to Dams TV. I'm going to drive home on a Monday night and answer some questions, because I get comments on my YouTube over certain videos, certain questions, and the answer is that long. I feel that I don't want to do a paragraph. I don't want to answer like, does that make sense? I don't want to do a mega long answer, but I feel it needs a bigger answer, so that's what I'm going to do. So one guy asked me about how much did the conservatories cost me. Now, I don't really want to tell you, but it's, well, I've kind of answered him. It's about 500 quid, but it depends on who I'm doing the roof for, and it also depends on if I do a lot of roofs for him, you see, it's a rough with a smooth kind of thing, so it's just a flat price for that. But usually it's 500 quid, but if there's more boards or less boards, then it's kind of negotiable. That's kind of all I can really say about that without going into much depth that I don't really want to go into. The other question I got asked was, how do I do all the tricky angles and stuff? And I commented on this guy, and what I'll do, I'll take a picture and I'll put the tools in. So one of them is an old flexi trowel. I've cut the corners off. I'll show you that, and that'll be in the picture. And also, we use, what's it called? What is it, Liam? Is it ridge? Dry ridge? What's this woman doing? Just back out from nowhere. I'll just back out. What is it, Liam? That stuff we use?
What stuff?
That black stuff. They use it on the connies, and we cut triangles out of it.
Oh, dry verge.
Dry verge. So he is useful. Skin face is useful for some things. So the dry verge board, you'll see them, it's like black plastic, and I use that, you can cut it into shapes when you're doing bull noses, or I cut one into certain triangles. It's very rarely that I need a triangle actually. They don't very rarely go to a point, because there's a flat section, isn't there, a roof, so it's not too bad. But the last one I did, that he asked the question on, it sort of went to a point and I just cut it so I could get it in. I could got most of it in with my trowel. So although it's a triangle, it's a right angle at the top. Does that make sense? Or near enough a right angle, you know what I mean? So you can just get your trowel and just be careful and just feather it out, and obviously brush it in. But I will take a picture of the three things that I used, and I'll put it in the comment now. So basically, that's the stuff. Dry verge, and then obviously I cut it to a triangle, and I just bent it myself so I could just hold it. So I could just hold it and put it in. That's another one that I've used. I also use things like that. Sometimes I use this, which is you can change the angle. It's a twitcher or an angle tool. And then sometimes I use this to get into the angles. It all depends if I'm struggling, you see. But you need to have all the array of weapons to your disposal, don't you? That is just basically one of them cut down. And I put on with a decent Marshall tone. That needs cleaning, doesn't it? And it's mine, that. That needs a clean. Look at the state. But we know what to use for that, don't we? Eradicate, we use that. And then sometimes that, believe it or not, is my very first trowel. Sometimes that comes out when it's awkward and tight to get in. So you know what I mean, you can get in a bit better in the angles. So I hope that answers the question. So Phil P9F,
Yeah.
he asked, could I show more of the skimming side of things, because he wants to pick up some tips. So yeah, of course I can. You mean sort of close-ups, don't you? Techniques and stuff. Yeah, I certainly will start putting that in. It is good to show that, I suppose. And sometimes I think when I'm editing a video, it's dragging on and it's to get boring, so I sort of skip that bit. But maybe I shouldn't. Maybe that's the bit you want to see. There's loads of YouTubers online, they're banging on, but like I know what you're saying, they're not really telling you what they're actually doing with the trowel, are they? So I'll stick some of that in for you, Phil. What I want to try and do with this sort of segment of the channel. Oh, maybe I should do a live. I looked at that yesterday about going live. Get in the comments if you'd like me to do a live, maybe on a Sunday night or something. Set up a bit of a studio and go live. Live from Dam's TV. Live from Dam's headquarters. So the guy that asked me about triangles as well, he also asked me, how do I get things so flat? And I suppose it's just, like I've always said, put it on neat. I know there's the rough it on, so there's the rough it on, lay it down, flatten it and trowel it up, right? So sometimes you have to trowel it 3 times, sometimes you get away with 2 before you hit it with the Nella or the Ox Ultraflex, whatever you're using. Marshalltown do a flexi trowel now, whatever you're using. The crucial bit is only use that flexible trowel at the very end when the stuff's gone off. It could probably save you a troweling, but also leaves it flatter and shinier and smoother and better. It leaves it nice. That's why we use it. It kind of cuts out a trowel and it leaves it much better than 2 or 3 would, if that makes sense. But what you need to do is fill your tapes out is a must, because then they won't peer through. Then put it on, but put it on as neat as you can, because then, I know it might take a bit longer, but you'll get quicker putting it on neat. But put it on neat, and then you're laying down coat or you're laying in coat, that doesn't take you as long because your first coat's neat, and that'll go neat and flatter. So when usually, if you look at the odd times I show you, is that I always roughed on neat and I've laid in neat and it's almost flat. So the sooner that you get it flat, the better it'll be in the long run. Does that make sense? Once you've laid it in, because it's flat and neat, then you're only going through the motions, aren't you? Just troweling it up. I watch plasterers, they launch it on and then you're like, why are you leaving it like that? Because if that turns on you, all them humps and bumps and things that are not quite level, hang on, what's going on here? Get in gear. They'll peer through, won't they? You'll be able to see them, especially if you're mixing a second coat. But I always mix up and lay down with the same stuff majority of the time. It's just a better way of doing it. I know British Gypsum show you to mix up and mix up again to put your second coat on, but you really don't need to, and you'll use less stuff and get the same result, and if not better, because you can put it on thick and it'll ripple, won't it? It can ripple and look a bit shit. I did a video dabbing a landing and some guy commented, "You made a meal out of that." Well, yeah, I get where you're coming from, pal, but it wouldn't be a very good video, would it, if I just did it dead quick and didn't sort of show you what I was doing. So I don't really know what your comments about. Did I make a meal out of it? I just dabbed the landing and showed you how to do it. I didn't drag it out or anything, did I? Did we, Liam? Oh, no, it was
I
you.
thought you was dragging out.
What an idiot.
Made a meal of it, I think.
Made a right meal out of it. On day work. You gotta drag it out if you make a meal of it if you're on day work. Listen, pal, I've done more landings than a Messerschmitt. Right, I suppose that's the end of the podcast. Vancast. Answering questions. I don't even know what I'm going to call it yet. But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. Get in the comments. And fire some questions at me for next week. Get in the comments and ask me lots of questions. And I'll do my best to answer them and give you a shout out. See you next week.